All right. Hello, everyone. Uh, I am a teacher, a social studies teacher, high school social studies teacher, and this is my father, who was for how many years?
A lot.
Many, many years.
Since I got out of college until I retired 4 or 5 years ago.
Gotcha. He was a teacher for a very long time. We're kind of a teacher
I'm
family.
old.
Yeah. So we all have two different generations points of view on this. Okay. This is a video.
But they don't necessarily clash at
Exactly.
a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yes. So this is a video. This is only a segment of a Jubilee video, which many of you are probably familiar with. They will bring in multiple people and then do a big debate. Well, there'll be one person debating all the people in the room. This particular video is Mehdi Hasan, who is a brilliant broadcaster, a great debater. He has his own I guess, business called Zateo, which does news. He used to work, I believe, for the Al Jazeera and also the BBC. He's written many books. He's a great debater, but we'll see what happens. We will be reacting to this. This is probably the first time we've seen the whole thing. We're only going to be of this clip. So we'll just get right into it and we'll pause it as we see fit to make comments. So here we go.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. Yes. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that
What do you think about that? Blasphemy.
That's a very subjective
Yeah.
thing. Do you realize, now, I'm a retired history teacher and taught a lot of different histories, a lot of different areas. And blasphemy is very subjective. For instance, when you say, oh, gee, my generation, do you know that was actually a form of blasphemy? They took the blasphemy of Jesus Christ and decided to make it more genteel before my time and shorten it to G to make it more, well, acceptable. So if you really want to stop blasphemy, that means you better scour our language for even things like that. And
what about, oh God, like just saying something like that? Also, what if you don't believe in a God? What if you're an atheist? Can atheists also not say it? I mean, the point is what about like Iran? In Iran, they do the exact same thing. They will they will stop your speech if it's blaspheming.
Yeah,
it's a pretty radical position to take.
And that will actually lead to somebody being put in charge, in my opinion, of what's right to say and what's not right to say. Even though somebody going back to the simple G.
Yeah. And it might not match your religion, what they decide.
No. And so, so to somebody, like, if a lot of you out there probably didn't know that G was related to Jesus. So when you say G, does that, are you committing blasphemy?
Fair point.
I mean, you don't even know that was it. And, and there are words in our English language today that we have used that was considered blasphemous back before our time.
Yep.
So do we pull that up and start talking about it? That, my friends, is a slippery slope, as a lot of people would say.
All right, let's continue.
Frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset, so I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise, I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever it's in your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
so you don't
it's
believe in democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Okay. So for those who don't know, autocracy, saying you don't believe in democracy and you believe in autocracy, autocracy is the rule of a single person that basically have dictatorial powers over their country. Uh, so it's rather shocking for someone to be openly admitting that they support autocracy. That's like Kim Jong-un level stuff.
Now, I'm going to go back just a tad before that, too. I think it's important for us to say what the Constitution says. And this is what I'm going to say is the Constitution isn't just the articles. It's also the preamble that is a part of the Constitution. It's not something you can just toss aside. This defines their general beliefs of what the Constitution is supposed to do. So I'm going to read it to make sure I get it right. It says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." It doesn't define the color of the person, the religion of the person. It says it's there to protect us, to help us, to secure blessings of liberty, which then we jump to what he says, autocracy. That's not liberty. That's not.
And by the way, there was a revolution in this country to get rid of a autocrat.
Yep.
Yeah, and though
He was called a king.
yes, and I suspect we don't know yet, but I suspect he probably wants a worse form because that kind of autocracy, the English form of autocracy, did at least have a parliament and such that could somewhat regulate the king. But modern day autocracies are, I don't want to say they're worse, but they are a little bit worse because a lot of times they have zero people that are going to be, they're going to be held.
Yeah, and the
Hold him to account.
dictator, the autocrat in charge, the country and its laws start reflecting that one person. Now, you may say, well, gee, it reflects what I believe. But the reality is, you're one person. There's a lot of people. And if you look at the Constitution and especially the preamble, there's a lot more out there to protect than just you and the autocrat. So it'll be made in the shape of that person. That's what happened in Nazi Germany. That's what happened in fascist Italy. That's what happened in fascist Spain. And I could go on and on and on. It mirrored that one person.
So if you feel disempowered now in the United States, just wait till there's an autocrat, and there's zero way to put pressure on them. Okay, here we go.
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course.
Okay.
So first of all, let me point out that that is called theocracy, where you have a government that is based off a religious teaching, which is almost always ends terribly. But go ahead, Dad.
Which is why we had something called the Enlightenment, which led to the rise of our country and our democratic republic.
Which was a secular, it promoted a secular view of government where you do not mix.
But it protected the religions.
Yes.
Religions, plural.
Yes.
Altogether, it was supposed to respect everybody in their beliefs. So the Enlightenment came along because there was a lot of autocracy and a lot of it centered around the Catholic Church. The Pope was all powerful. Now,
and in England, am I right about this? The English, the King of England was the head of the English Church.
By the time of
when we had the revolution,
Henry VIII started that one, who was a really bad guy.
Yeah,
you'd ask any historian, even English historians, they'll go, "Oh God, he was probably one of the worst."
Right. So Catholic teachings. He's saying that he wants the country run through Catholic teachings.
Now, okay,
how positively medieval.
Disclaimer. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Roman Catholic. There's different types of Catholics out there. Now, can I say that I follow it? I'm sorry.
That's what it doesn't.
Do I follow it, in lockstep? There's a fascist term for you. No, I don't. There's some things I agree with and some things I don't. And what I failed to hear from this guy is that we got to look at modern day. Modern day, the Catholic Church has come up with something called uh, social justice teaching. And the last several popes we had mirrored that, and even the present one. So for him to say, well, I'm a Catholic, and therefore I'm going, whoa, at what point in history are you this Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go right off on a crusade in your armor or something?
Right. All right. So let's continue.
I'll calm down.
He's not. I
So-
completely agree,
so
and
you
that's part of
support
the
Trump?
problem.
You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I
Why
can't
did
even
you-
remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted.
This is
I kind
fascinating.
of voted just to
I came with this
troll a
argument,
little
but I'm
bit,
bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local
Who
leaders,
is the we,
or-
by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far right conservatives sitting right around
White
me.
people?
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
problem.
We the people.
Well, actually,
Some of you guys-
I
Remember
have
the
quite some
preamble,
people.
not we the conservatives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That, by the way, if you didn't know, not everyone in the United States is a far-right conservative. As a matter of fact, the majority are not. We don't need to talk about that. I think you all get that.
Don't make the cut from what I can see
actually,
visually.
Actually, hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, and should stay that
How
way.
does the United States...
So what interests me about that comment is, why does the color of people's skin change who they are? As in, why does it need to have the aesthetics of being majority white? He's implying here that there's a cultural thing there, or there's some sort of, like, that people with lighter colored skin are somehow have a specific culture that needs to be preserved. Because surely he doesn't mean, I think the country would be prettier if it was just white people, right? That's clear, obvious racism. Okay, there's obviously a racial undertone there, and a white supremacist undertone.
And also, I'd like to point out, first of all, he's totally forgetting about the Native Americans, the people who were here first, or as they call themselves, the first people.
That's a fair point.
And he's also forgetting about the contributions that all different types of people made to this country. For instance, if you listen to rock and roll, and music historians will admit this, musicians admit this, that rock and roll has its origins with the black slaves who brought their music with them when they were forced to come over here. And so, the stuff that they have given us, and most immigrants that come here, no matter what color you are, give them a generation or two, and they're Americans. I don't know how many black Americans wanted to fight in World War II against the Nazis. And I'm saying I don't know only because there are a lot. They wanted to do this. What stood in their way was racism, which is stupid.
Yeah, and by the way, in the United States, we have a sense of civic citizenship. The idea is, it doesn't matter what your race is, what your religion is, as long as you adhere to the civic values of America, which are enshrined in the Constitution, you can be a citizen.
Yeah, but let's get rid of it so we don't have to.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I know. Okay, let's go.
I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? So what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well,
Saying that.
I use
Connor,
a pseudonym online,
fair
but
enough,
fair
Connor,
enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about
whether-
deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he come
Franco.
from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic
Real
class.
fast, Dad. Tell me real fast. So, how many dictators in history and currently claim to be benevolent and end up just murdering?
Benevolent leader.
Yes.
So, the thing, King George, who we fought against to get our democracy, our democratic republic going, to get our liberty, he was considered a benevolent king.
Yeah.
So benevolent leader holds little water. It's benevolent by his view or her view, and the people who love that person.
Yeah, and benevolence to the loyal and benevolence to those that support whatever nonsense the autocrat believes. Okay, continuing.
Could be someone
Who
who
picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
Isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
So, but okay, you all have probably heard there's that quote, I don't remember it off the top of my head, about like first they came for the communists and I said nothing, then they came for the labor unions and I said nothing, then they came for me and there was no one left to save me. Okay. If a government has the ability to target any group of people that they don't like, there is a chance that they will end up coming after you. So yeah, let's say you're a non-empathetic person who is sort of a sociopath and doesn't care about other Americans, whatever group it may be. Okay, you're going to end up dead too, probably. That tends to be what ends up happening.
And the guy's an idiot or he's a bold-faced liar because what he is saying is against modern-day Catholic social teaching, absolutely against what he is starting and implying to say here. And so, I don't care about my neighbor.
All right, here we go.
Democrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt was a Nazi theorist. Sorry, we'll see what
The
this.
Nazi
Yeah,
theoretician.
absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at
I
all.
didn't say that. I
Doesn't
didn't actually
matter to
say
me.
that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
What about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But
And
you
so
don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution
We
and
may
stuff
have
like
to
that, which is
rename
bad.
this show
but-
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Okay, first of all, a little bit of persecution against the Jews is, I think we all agree, an understatement, a vast understatement, mass murder in the realm of millions. So there's that. Also, I think my father and I will disagree on this point, but when he says that the Catholic Church went after, or the Nazis went after the Catholic Church a bit, yeah, they did a little bit, but the Catholic Church actually helped Nazis escape from Germany after the end of the war.
Okay, I'm going to.
Let me finish real fast. I know you have a strong opinion on this, but they did. Also, for many years, the Catholic Church had been preaching from the pulpit anti-Semitism, that the Jews are the ones who had killed Jesus and such. So they had actually helped contribute to the environment of anti-Semitism. And go ahead, Dad. I know you want to.
Okay, I agree with a lot of that. The Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, ran Western Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire, and a lot of the stuff they did back then was just totally wacko. Now, to me, to blanket say the Catholic Church did this is indicting everybody, just like the Jews did this.
Well, the Catholic, the structure, the authority structure did it.
There are people within the leadership that did do that,
including the Pope.
Well, that's debated today.
No, he 100% helped Nazis escape secretly.
The Nazis actually threatened him. So what he did on the side to show how he felt quietly is that he actually appointed clergy in some places throughout Western Europe and encouraged them to help the people who were being persecuted to get out. And some did, meaning the common people, the Jews and so forth. They did. There were some clergy that helped the Nazis persecute. There were some people that helped the Nazis escape, some people within the Catholic Church. But I can't say it was the whole Catholic Church. And I don't know how to frame the Pope at the time. I guess I got to ask, would I have bowed and kissed the ground in front of the Nazis and kind of go along with them while quietly encouraging some of the clergy to help? Or would I have just said, no, I'm not? Then I guess we come to the issue of, then are we afraid of who the Nazis will put in place? I don't like what happened, but it's a dilemma.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
So, I mean,
Absolutely.
you notice how everyone's clapping?
Yeah, not
Like,
every,
this is really disturbing how everyone that now we've gotten to. I know, well, obviously, it's a room full of far right conservatives, but at the same time, like, can we not clap for fascism and not clap for autocracy and things like that? That
you know,
just makes it a scary moment.
yeah, and another disclaimer. My dad fought in World War II. His grandfather. He fought in North Africa, fought across Europe, landed in Normandy on Omaha Beach, was wounded 3 times, sent right back in. He fought fascists face to face. He was one of the first people to come across Dachau, and he had nightmares about it for the rest of his life. And so it's an insult to that generation who fought fascists to be proud to call themselves fascists. I mean, it's like,
And by the way, the Nazis declared war on the United States, so
yes, they did.
yeah, they went to war with the United States. So anyway.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone
Because
is on this.
in
Because you know
during-
that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
clearly you're not.
During the
Clearly you're not.
during the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat
Are
cats.
you
They
in
were
favor
aristocrats.
of,
They
are you in
didn't care.
favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not. If
You mentioned
they,
Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or
Oh,
children.
Okay,
he doesn't know his history.
No, that's complete nonsense. As a matter of fact, in Spain today, they're still finding mass graves, and it's something that they don't. They're having issues in Spain, sort of getting people to talk about things that happened, because many women and children were killed. Priests were killed. Actually, the Franco regime killed priests who weren't in line with
Yeah,
them.
there were priests that were against Franco.
Yeah, so it's just insane to be like, what do you mean he didn't kill? Like, that's nonsense. He killed about what, a million some people. And
Yes.
his armies did the war he waged. So that's just not true.
He was
He
Catholic,
only killed
dude.
combatants. Is that what you're
Yeah,
claiming?
he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
Yeah,
The
it
white
says
terror
there.
was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill
You
people.
just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi
And
and
the
being a
feeling
Nazi,
is mutual,
and
so-
being a Nazi means upholding human
kinda
dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't in a
don't-
state that I was
with the
running.
greatest of
I wouldn't
respect,
want to hurt
I
you
don't
or
debate.
anything like that. But
What are we
quite
doing here?
frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just
don't
seem
know what
offended.
you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem
honest.
offended, to be quite frankly. Like,
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
okay, well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about being
endemic
called
to
a
them,
Nazi
sure.
is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the
a
right
Nazi
thing.
and fascist.
Yeah, by the way, violence is that's a good point my dad made. Violence is sort of baked into the structure of fascist regimes.
Yeah.
Mussolini was once asked, what is your party platform? And he said, my party platform is the fist.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but the whole point is violence, this action, this sort of.
There are also,
Wow.
just to give you an idea, under Nazism, the Germans loved back then parades, even small ones. And so this would happen daily in a lot of towns and cities in Germany back in the 30s. And they would usually be Nazi parades. And if you were along the street, you were supposed to, as a civilian, cheer the parade. You would take a little Nazi flag you would have on you and wave it. You can see film footage of this that the Nazis took. If you turned your back on them or refused to wave the little Nazi flag if they gave you one, you could be arrested.
Or beaten up right then and there.
Or beaten up. That would happen to you. And so they use that fear of, I don't want to, I'm going to hurt you if you don't show support of us. And if you don't show support, that must mean you're not just against us Nazis, you're against Germany.
Yep.
Jeez.
And a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And
thing.
you don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What are
democracy.
you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
This is democracy, not what a debate and
because
disagreement.
it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free
By the way, that's also a common trait in fascism. They tend to use democracy to their own ends. So they will wipe the constitution. They will use the constitution or whatever the law is, like toilet paper, to wipe themselves, and then they'll they'll basically use it. Not Hitler did the same thing. They manipulated the laws to get the end they want, which makes you wonder, why don't we then go after, people should perhaps crack down more on fascists if they're going to ignore the Constitution and stuff. I don't know, but it's just.
And I do want to say Hitler and the party were elected in to Germany's government. They used the democratic principles in Germany, the Weimar Republic.
They never even got a majority of the vote. They got, they got the most votes, but they didn't ever get over
a clear
50%.
majority.
Yeah,
no.
They never got a plurality of it.
And then they twisted arms and
and Hitler was ultimately
up.
appointed. He wasn't even elected.
The Nazi Party was elected too.
Yeah,
they ended up controlling the Reichstag, what we would call Congress, and since they had more members than any other party, they were able to manipulate the other members and intimidate them.
And the conservatives were weak, the ones who kind of let Hitler in. They thought they could control him. So, yeah. Here we go.
Speech after we win. Again, I mentioned
the only good thing about this fascist moment we're in is that you guys are so open about it.
The whole reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction. Even liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me. Just that simple.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause. You can.
Okay, so that is the video. At the end there, you could see the kind of blatant hypocrisy. I should be able to use these things. We should be able to do these things, but the other side shouldn't be able to do these things. And also, it's just not true. The other side hasn't tried to, isn't saying we should get rid of the Constitution or anything like that. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for listening today. I'll try to come back with another video soon. Any last words, Dad?
Maybe he'll invite me for some of them.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see about that. All right. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.